one of the mentors I was working with was always saying that you should start this entrepreneurship journey while you're still having your job. So his idea was that it gives you a safe background to do both earn the living and participate in entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah.
And I totally disagree with him.
Okay, right.
Actually, I think that it requires person to step, go hands-on and full speed.
To put themselves out of their comfort zone, basically.
Because then you're forced to make these decisions that are both value creating and actually cash flow generating.
Martynas, thank you very much for taking time to talk to us today.
My pleasure.
Very nice meeting you. Before we start, for those who haven't had the pleasure of meeting you, please tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Martynas. I run a crowdfunding platform regulated by Bank of Lithuania. And I'm a co-founder and now CEO for the past 6 years.
Okay, great. Now, I'm very keen to understand, why did you choose to become an entrepreneur?
There is no clear answer for that. Just back in the high school, I was always keen on being into business. And after graduating from finance and economics and doing some work in different organizations, I found that I like to make decisions.
Yeah.
And if I have someone above me, it limits my decision-making capacity. So, and there is only one way to become a decision maker, the ultimate decision maker, it's being your own boss.
Right.
So that way I started looking for a position as a CEO, and it drew me here.
All right, now crowdfunding. So what is a problem that you want to solve in the market as an entrepreneur?
So the story of how we started crowdfunding was not a straightforward entrepreneurship journey. So actually I was approached by a company that was in real estate business, and they came to me with a problem. They said, we're looking for private debt to finance our project.
Yeah.
But there is lack of it. So we thought that we should do a crowdfunding, but we don't have time for that because we're real estate developers. So maybe you could take this product and develop it to roll it out.
Right.
So they called me to their team and asked me to run the project from zero to where it is right now. So the initial problem was access to capital for developers, for businesses. But very soon we understood that it's not only that, but actually we are solving an issue of access to investments and wealth management, people, financial literacy of the importance of saving money, being cautious with your money, and importance of not making big returns overnight, but making steady and safe progress towards your future.
Right. Okay, and we know that failure is part of the entrepreneurial journey, but that's how entrepreneurs learn.
Yeah.
So what would you say is the biggest lesson that you've learned as an entrepreneur?
I'm not sure if it was related with the failure, but two big things that I learned over these past 6 years now. One thing is that business needs to make money. I'm cautious about venture capital and companies that are mostly funded by external investors.
Yeah.
I'm a believer in bootstrapping and need of making actual cash flows. I think that venture capital is very important when you have a running product and you need to upscale it. That's great. But usually I think that first you need to have a product that sells and it makes a margin.
Yep.
So it was the first lesson that I think it's important, and especially nowadays when venture capital is so popular.
Yeah.
That if you start business, you need to start thinking how it will make money, actual money. And the second lesson is what we discuss now very often with other founders, that when starting a business, it's very important your values and moral compasses. So what are you actually believing in, and what is the actual value that you're bringing to the market? So, and then you have to balance these two things, making money, making actual business, earning money, and delivering a product that would give value to the end customer. So in our case, let's say it would be that it's not only about making profits, it's also about making a good investment product for the end consumer. So we cannot be too aggressive, or we cannot oversell some of the features. And I guess it's a very expensive lesson, because we saw some of our opponents when the market was starting to establish, doing the other way around. They were very focused on business, and they forgot that they need to bring value to their customers. And now these competitors are no longer in the market, just because over the years market understood that they're not bringing actual value to the end customer. So they had a very good business for the first 2 or 3 years, and in the long run they're dead.
Yeah, that's true. And then it's because sometimes the focus shifts onto the valuation rather than the actual delivery of value, right?
So I think it's really important that anyone who starts a business needs to think about making actual cash flow, which helps you which would help you to live without the stress and deliver on your promise to your customer.
Right. Now, we know that the entrepreneurial journey is full of the highs and lows. How do you keep yourself motivated during the lows?
Some time ago, when I was an employee in a company, I always thought, I guess a lot of us have found ourselves in a position where you think, well, it's pretty hard, or I no longer see where I'm growing in this company, I don't see myself, and you think, well, I should quit and just take another job. Once you start a company, there is no option to quit.
Right.
There is no way back. So when you have a very hard day, you just think, well, it's just another hard day. You just keep on pushing, and over time you start to get familiar with the stress and the routine of having some challenges, and you find it just business as usual. It's just part of your day.
Right. We know also that the successes that you achieve as an entrepreneur keep you going. What would you say is the success that you're most proud of?
So the success we are mostly proud of is, I guess, there are two things that are really great to know. The first one is the reputation of our company, because at this point in our business, we are very well perceived in the market. So it shows that we were delivering on the promises that we made. And as we spoke about, right, that it's one of the things that business needs to do. It needs to deliver value to its customers. So knowing that we have a very good reputation is both great acknowledgement, and but it also keeps us awake at night, that we need to deliver on it, even double down the effort to deliver even more. And the second thing is, as a startup, since we were doing it in a bootstrap way, we have, I would say, a fairly small team. So with a fairly small team, being very agile and result-driven, we have achieved great results without a lot of resources, which is, I guess, a big compliment to the team and the way we structure our processes, that we both delivered the value without having excess resources to run the process.
Right, so this is becoming extremely efficient in creating that value.
Yeah, because, going back to where we started, I think that being bootstrapped makes you efficient in bringing value. And that's the core of business. You can't be very successful if you're not efficient in a competitive market.
Yeah, that's true. And we see so many startups fail when they get that massive influx of capital, because they just don't know what to do with the abundance of resources, right? Yeah.
I guess the great part for us was that we never had great access to capital, and at one point we had an investment from our shareholders. So we had a shareholders loan, and I think we wasted the money, and we never got the result. And that was that was a wake-up call to me that it's not about how much money you have, it's about how efficient you are with them.
Indeed.
So it was an expensive lesson, but I think that many businesses have spent a lot more to understand that.
Absolutely.
So for us, it was fairly cheap.
Right. Well, that even efficient way of learning, right?
Yeah.
All right, Martynas. Now, we keep hearing entrepreneurship is not for everyone. You know, it's high stress, as you mentioned. It has highs, lows. You need to be able to keep going. There's no going back. Would you recommend to others to become entrepreneurs?
Not sure if it's not for everyone. I think that everyone can be an entrepreneur, but it takes a lot of courage, and it's a leap of faith to do that. And maybe you need some particular traits to be a successful entrepreneur, but I think that those traits are something you can learn along the way. And if you look at very successful entrepreneurs, you can find very different personalities over there. Right?
Yeah.
Starting with very eccentric people, going all the way to people who are very closed and not very outgoing, but they're really good with decision making. So I think that everyone could be an entrepreneur. But it's a path of choice, It's along that way, you have a lot of uncomfortable situations you need to deal with.
Right.
But if you find that exciting, then it's really fun and enjoyable path to go.
Okay, and you mentioned earlier that you previously had a job, and then you decided that you want to make decisions, and that so for those people that have the inkling and that thought in their heads that keeps them thinking, oh, maybe I should go on my own, maybe I should do. What would you tell them to encourage them to say, like, take the plunge?
One of the mentors I was working with was always saying that you should start this entrepreneurship journey while you're still having your job. So his idea was that it gives you a safe background to do both earn the living and participate in entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah.
And I totally disagree with him.
Okay, right.
Actually, I think that it requires person to step, go hands-on and full speed.
To put themselves out of their comfort zone, basically.
Because then you're forced to make these decisions that are both value creating and actually cash flow generating.
Right.
I think a lot of people who are thinking about business, and me myself, when I was just thinking of going into that, I think a lot of people get stuck with their doubts about whether it's a good idea or it's a bad idea, and then the only way to figure it out is just go and try to sell it.
Yes.
And if you sell it, or maybe if you don't, then you just get the feedback what you need to change, and then you keep on repeating until after some 20 or 30 iterations you figure it out that indeed it's working.
Yeah.
But if for someone the path of uncertainty is too scary, and for me, for example, it was.
Yeah.
When I never started as an entrepreneur, just quit my job and start doing business. I think it's a great way to participate in the entrepreneurship journey is joining a small team or a small company and be a part of this journey, because it will give you all the excitement. Well, you'll not be a major shareholder, but actually entrepreneurship is not about that. I think entrepreneurship is more about creating something, and when I mentioned decision making, it's not about being a decision maker per se as being important. It's more about being able to create freely and things that you believe in, so you can make decisions based on your values, your vision, strategy you want to pursue, and that's a very rewarding personal challenge for anyone.
Right.
I think that when you talk to someone who's very achieved, who are 20 or 30 years in the business, are leading market leaders in some particular segment, if you ask them why they go to work, it's never about the money. It's always about the challenging themselves and doing a step further. So it's, in a way, it's a game.
Yeah.
Sportsmanship.
All right. Well, Martynas, it's been really, really inspiring listening to you. I think you have some very interesting points to consider, and that's exactly why we're talking to people like yourself. So thank you very much for taking time to talk to us.
Thank you for hearing me out.
It's been really great listening to you. Thank you.
Thank you.